Hi everyone, this is Aesthetics by Chiya. Today I'll be showing you how I make this super easy night sky Polaroid watercolor painting. Starting off by taking a moment to appreciate this really pleasant and dreamy sky. The colors that I'm using are Cerulean Blue by Winsor & Newton, Indigo by Sennelier. The next shade is Phthalo Turquoise by Winsor & Newton, and I'm using this Dr. Peach Martin's Hydrus watercolor in the shade Black. The next color that I'm using is Dr. Peach Martin's Bleed Proof White. I will also be using the Staedtler pigment liners in various sizes to make an electric pole and its wires. So I'll be using this Uniball Signo in the color white. It is much better than the Sakura Jelly Roll and it is more smooth as well. Then I'll be using the Tombow Fudinowski brush pen to letter a coat on the watercolor painting. Next I'll be using this ceramic tree as a palette, and I'm selecting 2 round brushes and a flat brush. I'm also taking a big jar of clean water. I'm using this kitchen roll to tap off the excess paint and water, and using this 1/2 inch masking tape to secure the edges. The paper that I'm using is Canson Montval 300 GSM cold press watercolor paper. Here I'm just cutting it into my desired size. That is the size of Polaroid paintings that I usually do. It turns out that I was out of masking tape, so I used this washi tape to mark off the edges and create a square box where I'll be painting. The upper part is where I'll be painting and the lower part is where I'll be doing some lettering. I'm using the wet on wet technique and ensuring that my paper is just wet enough but not loaded with too much of water. Too much of water can result in having less control of the colors once I put them onto the paper. Now I'm using the Cerulean Blue and creating diagonal strokes. As you can see, I'm using a very light wash with the color and not going heavy-handed at all. Then I'm taking Phthalo Turquoise and creating the same diagonal strokes, but I'm leaving some white spaces in between to mimic leaking light. I'm also lifting the colors from the white spaces using a dry brush. Then I'm taking the indigo shade and doing the same. As you can see, I'm focusing more of the depth and darkness on the upper part and on the top left of the painting. Watercolor has a very whimsical nature and can be unpredictable at times. It's hard to control the movements of water and paint, and though this might seem frustrating, it is equally peaceful and soothing to watch the colors flow and bleed into each other. strokes. Next, I'm using the white sheet to mimic the light leaks that got covered up as I was building up the colors. And I'm just blending that using a small flat brush. Somewhere in the middle of painting, I looked up and just witnessed the sun was setting in a beautiful sepia hue. Now I'm using the black paint to create a silhouette of a landscape and paint some pine trees as well. I'm not creating something definite, but just trying to mimic irregular lands. Painting in natural light, but it had started to get darker by this time, and hence the video is quite grainy, so I'm very sorry for that. Then I'm using this Staedtler pigment liner to draw the electric pole and its wires. Making a small moon on the top left corner of the painting. Now here's the embarrassing part for me, because I didn't realize that the washi tape had a really good hold, and when I tried removing it, it ripped off a part of the paper. Not only that, I did not provide enough time for the black paint to dry out completely, and hence some of it transferred onto the lettering below. At this point I was feeling really bad because I was not patient enough to let the paint dry, and I should have tested out the washi tape at first. Despite my impatience and my clumsiness, I really enjoyed lettering this piece. I usually letter with a pencil first and then go over with my pen, since this way there's less chances of me messing up. Letter with the Tombow Futunovsky soft tip brush pen, and I'm yet to get used to this hard tip one. Here's the finished piece, and I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. If you do recreate it, please don't forget to tag me in my Instagram account. See you soon in my next video. Love, Aesthetics by Chiya.